Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible? I'm using a different microphone this time, so I just want to make sure that it's working. Awesome. Good deal. And I've got my computer plugged into my router this time, so it shouldn't be all glitchy and stuff like that. You can't depend on the wireless. Doesn't always work. Anyways, thanks for joining me this evening. Last time I put out a video, I was working on the exhaust on the FJ, and I finished that up, and you'll get to see that on Thursday. I'm actually inside my house this time because it's really cold outside. It actually snowed today here in eastern Idaho, so I didn't want to be out in the garage because if I'm just sitting in the garage, it gets cold. The heat is in the work, as they say. So anyways, yeah, I was working on the exhaust and I got that finished up. I'll show you that on Thursday. It came out pretty well. Today I've been working on bump stops and limit straps and all that kind of stuff. I've got Elizabeth here with me. She's going to keep me honest and read all your comments and questions to me so I can respond, because it's kind of hard to read them all while I'm yammering on about all this stuff. Anyways, let's see here. So Elizabeth just asked me, I think today, is this solid axle swap project taking longer than I had anticipated? And I think I've made that obvious that yes, it has taken a lot longer. And that's fine. And I've accepted it. And I'm living that with that truth now, that it takes a very long time to get it done. When I first started, I thought, this will probably take a few weeks, maybe 4 weeks tops. That's ridiculous. Not even close, especially since I've never done anything like it before. And I don't feel so bad because I know that there are people that do these on a regular basis that take several months. So I guess it's not that bad. Let's see here. So just to recap, I was doing limit straps and bump stops today. And then the only things I have left are a skid plate for the oil pan. I got to button up a few things on the inside on the floor that I tore up, and then just hook up my steering, and then paint everything and put it all back together and roll it out. So
when you go to California,
when am I what?
Going to California.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I can't read the questions as I talk very well. I will. Well, now it's getting to be kind of wintry, and it snowed here today, like I said. I'll probably be going to Southern California, and I'm not exactly sure when. When I get back out on the road, I need to start heading east, and I'll do that via a southerly route, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas again, and then I'll be to the southeast, where I've never been, off-roading or otherwise. I've never been to the southeast. I drove through the southeast one time, but I've certainly never been there off-roading. And then head up to Maryland for Thanksgiving, and then I'll probably come back through the south again because I don't want to drive through the snow. But
will you hit Rubicon Trail?
Rubicon Trail.
Is it still open?
I don't know. If it's not snowed in, I guess it just depends. Just depends on how it works out and the weather. So, because we are getting into winter.
So probably not going to make it to Busy Wild this calendar year.
They say Busy Wild. Well, the Pacific Northwest, the rainy season is in the winter, and I've had several people tell me, "Oh, you should come to do Busy Wild when it's difficult in the winter." So maybe in January or February or something crazy like that. I don't think it freezes there. I think it's just all wet and muddy there all year long.
Are you going to put a long-range tank on the FJ?
No. Nope, absolutely not. The tank that's on the gas tank that's in there now is in the way enough, And if I do anything with a gas tank in the FJ, it's going to be putting it inside the back of the vehicle to get it out of the way, and then 4-link the rear. But I'm not there right now. I don't need a bigger tank under there because there's no room under that thing anymore. So.
Oh, what do you do for a living?
Oh,
I always ask this.
I do this. I'm a professional garage mechanic and YouTuber. So make sure you like and share all my videos to help me out. I need all the support I can get.
What trails are you thinking about doing in Arizona?
All of them. I'll probably redo some of the ones that I did. There's one near Prescott. I know I pronounced that right. It's not Prescott. Prescott. It's called Destroyer or Carnage. No, it's not Carnage Canyon. That was in Colorado. It's got a scary name. I can't remember, but I'm going to do that one for sure. And any other hard trails that I can find. I'll still do some not impossible trails as well. So I'll do all the trails in Arizona that have any difficulty to them at all. Any other questions that are kind of popped up here?
Someone just said, so that's how you make money?
Yes. Oh, Smasher. Yeah, that is how I make money. YouTube pays me. Google pays me, since YouTube is owned by Google. So
when you coming back to New Mexico, should have been this week, right?
Yeah.
Chili challenges this week.
Yeah, chili challenges this week. And
oh, are you sad?
I am sad.
I'm sad too, because I was going to come with you.
Yeah.
We're very sad that we're not in New Mexico right now doing chili challenge.
Yeah. But like I said, I've accepted it, and it is what it is. I'll still come down and do all the chili challenge trails, and those are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So hopefully somebody will join me out there, because they're kind of scary.
Hi again from Jacksonville, Florida. Where do you go off-roading in Florida?
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
From Don Sabo. Let us know.
I'd love to visit Florida. It'd be like doing Busy Wild, except they're alligators, probably.
If you do Anza, beware of squeeze. I don't know what that means. Anza. FJ Summit? ?
Yeah, I'll be at FJ Summit if they have it this year, or in 2022. I was bummed they canceled it this year.
So do you have an actual ETA on the completion? Like as of right now?
Is that your question?
No.
Do I have an ETA on the actual completion?
What do you think? Like 1 week? Another month?
You know what? It's going to be really soon. I've kind of stopped. I'm not going to give an ETA. It's going to be done soon. And that's all I can say. Because I've had too many ETAs, and I'm tired of disappointing myself. So.
All right. Well, Dave Vester just got an FJ with 35s. That's nice. There's already 35s on it. Any recommendations for re-gearing?
Yes. Don't do 356 gears. Just go straight to 4. Did I say 356? I meant 456. Go straight to 488 gears. That's the way to go. I used nitro gears. And make sure if you're re-gearing, definitely throw a locker up front, because that is a game changer. You got to be careful with your front CV axles, of course, but if you're going through the trouble of re-gearing, throw a locker in there too on the front. Totally worth it. Keep the rear factory locker. That's good enough.
All right. Dan Schroeder asks, are you going to trail your FJ before you build your wife's Samurai?
Before I build a Samurai?
Yeah. He's gonna be hitting trails way before we get into my vehicle.
I don't have a Samurai for Elizabeth yet.
We have nothing for me right now.
No. I think if we get something for Elizabeth, it'll probably be something milder, like an FJ Cruiser, not on 42s, or
I don't want something that big.
Yeah, I said not on 42s.
No, I don't want an FJ Cruiser.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe a Samurai. I drove the Samurai on the Rubicon, and it was pretty awesome. Really bumpy. So if we got a Samurai, I'd probably have to put coilovers on it, because on leaf springs, it's crazy bumpy.
2 comments on hitting the mud in Florida. And
Okay.
then Don says Oscillated and Ocala come visit.
Well, are there alligators in the mud in Florida?
After the SAS, you must do some of the hammer trails.
Hammer trails. Where are the hammer trails? Give me more details.
Oh, Kenny from Illinois, no trails here. Looking forward to heading west to Vegas. So many great trails around Vegas.
Las Vegas has great trails.
Yeah,
Definitely.
be sure to check out. There's a playlist for Nevada.
Oh yeah, I have a Nevada trails, Las Vegas trails. Yeah, tons of great trails around Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was surprising when we dug into that. There's a lot there.
And Sand Hollow's just up the road, a little bit more extreme, but a ton of fun.
King of the Hammers. We might go for fun.
Might go spectate, but
not. Yeah, I mean, you might be dragging the FJ with you, but
yeah, I'll probably have it there.
Not participate.
Yeah, and if I went on those trails, I would drive them very slowly.
Oh, here we go.
Fast.
All right, Windrock, Tennessee.
Cool. Sounds good. I'll definitely do
when
that.
Are you planning to do it?
Oh, well,
if you're in Maryland.
If I'm gonna be out east, I'll either hit it before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. So on the way out or the way back. So definitely.
Lots of samurai guys use cheap shocks with the wrong valving, causing it to be super bumpy.
Yes, the samurai that I was on the Rubicon didn't have fancy shocks on it, so they were probably cheap shocks.
Elizabeth should get a GX 470 for the trail.
Yes, leather. You need heated leather seats when you're crawling all over those rocks.
Death Valley, California has amazing stuff from Mustafa Musa.
Okay, all right. I'll definitely hit that up. And then after Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's of course Winter 4x4 Jamboree. That's in Sand Hollow, so I'll definitely be hitting that up. It'll be exciting to see what the FJ can do after the build, but I've got to go at least a few months without rolling it. I gotta use this thing before I do anything too extreme. So I'm gonna ease into the extreme trails because I'm gonna have to totally learn how to redrive this thing or relearn how to drive this thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a totally different experience.
Yeah. Paint. Are you gonna line the outside of the FJ?
Paint.
What are you gonna do to the exterior?
I am not going to line X the outside of the FJ. I might do some wrapping on the outside of the FJ, and I do have a color scheme in mind, and I've been dropping hints about that actually very subtly at the very, very end of my videos. So if you watch my videos all the way through, you might catch a subtle hint as to the new color scheme.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you making the chili challenge from Eddie? Eddie, it's this week.
Yeah.
We are really, really sad. I was going to take the week off. We were going to go. We are both very sad not to be in New Mexico for chili challenge. That was really that was like the outside, like end date for this was like, we'll definitely make the chili challenge no matter what. And here we are, not a chili challenge. So
yeah. I mean, you guys have been watching all along. It was going to be done in July. It was going to be done in August. It was going to be done in September. So it's going to be done really soon now because there's really not that much left. It's really, really close.
Gnarly Beer says, get her a Mazda Miata. Where did we see a built-up Mazda Miata? Where was that? We saw
right
that.
Here in Rexburg, Idaho.
Yeah, in Rexburg, here.
Yep.
Someone's got an off-roading Mazda Miata.
That's true.
It's a real thing.
I think it's on like 33s, maybe 31s, something like that. A Mazda Miata. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Too funny. Let's see. Do you know how wide the track width is from the edge of tire to tire?
On my new build, I assume you're talking. Yes, it's just over 90 inches. So it's pretty wide. I was thinking that might be a hindrance on some narrower trails like in Colorado, the shelf roads and things like that. It might be a little scary. But I know there's a guy in Colorado who has an FJ with a similar track width, and he did it. He did Black Bear, and he said he didn't feel like he was falling off. So I feel pretty good about that.
Psalm 11, 8 through 23. Get Liz. Oh no.
Get Liz a TJ.
A TJ.
Only way to go. Make good with Jeepers too. Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, TJs are cool because they're pretty simple still. They didn't get all crazy yet. So it's a possibility.
What are the chances of you taking me with you on your next adventure?
Who asked that? Oh, you?
Dan Schroeder. What are the chances of you taking me with you on your next adventure? This was going to be a good week because I'm back to I teach on faculty at a university, and this is kind of a down week. So this was going to work out really well for Chili Challenge.
Yeah. So the next adventure was going to be Chili Challenge. So now the next adventure is going to be something in Maryland or Virginia that Elizabeth.
Yeah, but I probably won't be able to meet you for that. So
yeah, well,
it'll probably
be coming after Thanksgiving.
The last time I off-roaded was August 2020. It'll probably be about 2 years till I get back on the road with you again, which is sad. But that's okay.
It is sad.
Yeah.
Let's see. I saw someone ask about gearing.
Yeah, what gearing are you using with the solid axle?
They are going to have 538 gears and Yukon gears.
Oh, Gnarly Beard is Jesse. That's why he said the Mazda Miata.
Oh. All right.
Let's see. Will you put brush guards on the FJ?
Brush guards. Let's see. Brush guards. I'm trying to think of what you're referring to for brush guards. You mean like fender things that go on the fenders, or the wires that go from the hood up to the roof?
Oh.
Neither one of those. So if you're talking about one of those, I am not going to do either one of those. I'm kind of hoping that my tires are going to stick out so far, my width is going to be so wide that it's going to protect my body a little bit. So especially when I go back to do Busy Wild and when I'm leaning up against a wall, maybe it'll hold the body away from the wall a little bit this time.
Brad Shetler says, I would invite you to where I live in Colorado, but I know you would find the trails I run too tame and boring. No,
the trails in Colorado were awesome because they're so unbelievably beautiful. Even after this build, I am still going to do trails that are scenic. As long as they have something on them. I'll do any trail that's harder than a dirt road. If it's just a dirt road, then I guess I probably might pass on it. But if it's got a ledge or a couple big rocks on it, I'll still do it. I'll still hit it.
Have you done any of the trails in Big Bear, California?
No, I've never been to Southern California for off-roading. I've only gone to Disneyland in Southern California. No off-roading.
But you're definitely going to be going after this build.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
How do you have patience to record and work at the same time? I have a hard time wanting to stop to record anything I do. Jake P. Well, that's why we're in the live stream tonight.
Yeah, well, that's a definite issue. It's easier to get work done faster if I'm not worrying about recording. That is definitely true. But, I want to share the build with you guys. So, I've kind of tried to trim down the detail of my recording that I've been doing recently so I can get more work done and just kind of like say, I'm going to do this and this and this, and then almost kind of show you what I did rather than showing you every little detail of what I'm doing, just to kind of speed it along a little bit. But I'm excited to get back out on trails, recording trails.
What did you decide to do with that Snorkel?
The one from Kazakhstan. It's sitting in a box. It's sitting in a box doing
nothing. What are you
going
to do about a Snorkel? Are you just going to give up on a Snorkel for right now?
I am not going to have a Snorkel. No Snorkel.
For now. You go back and forth on this a lot.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Right now my intake is just kind of sitting there in the wheel well, and I'm still not very comfortable with that. So we'll see what we do there. But that Snorkel from Kazakhstan, wow, that thing was a nightmare. And you can't return things to Kazakhstan. Apparently, for some reason, it's easier to ship things to the U.S. than it is to ship things from the U.S. to Kazakhstan. It was going to cost me over $1,000 to ship it back. So totally crazy.
Have you done Black Bear Pass? No.
I have not done Black Bear Pass. I've been to Ouray twice. I've done Poughkeepsie Gulch, and I've done a few of the other trails, but I've never done Black Bear. It was closed.
Yeah, I think we've gone twice.
We were there
and it
for
closed both times.
we were there for FJ Summit in 2019,
Uh-huh.
it was closed because of snow. And then
you were back in 2020.
And then I went back in 2020, but I was crunched for time, and I just wanted to hit Poughkeepsie because I heard it was really tough, and I wanted to give it a try. So I quickly zipped through Uray and just did Poughkeepsie Gulch.
Yeah,
but I love that area. It's so cool. It's
beautiful,
so crazy, beautiful there.
Magical. Will it be trailer to events because of gear ratio? Absolutely. It will only ever be trailered.
It will only ever be trailered. I'm not going to drive that thing state to state. It won't be on the road hardly at all, just to get to and from trails. But yeah, I have a trailer that is 16 feet long and 8.5 feet wide, and it'll fit the new build perfectly.
How much have you spent on the FJ?
Less than $100,000, but more than $20,000. Yeah.
The question is like ever or just on this build?
I think
we have the original modifications too, plus the vehicle price.
It's I haven't added up everything yet, but it's less than 30,000.
Wait, what's less than 30,000?
This
current build?
This current build. But anyways,
does that mean it's more than 20,000?
Yeah. See how excited she is about that?
I love you so much.
Yes, she does. But yeah, it's a toy. So
FJ will sit so high after you're done. No snorkel needed.
There's some truth to that. Definitely for water crossings. Water crossings are kind of scary to me. I don't like them very much. Just because you can destroy your vehicle very, very, very quickly. So hopefully I never have water coming over my hood. I don't want to ever get to that point, especially with the height it is now.
Have you ever done Elephant Hill Road in Moab?
I have not.
Surprisingly fun trail and remarkably beautiful.
I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, I'm going to hit up Moab. I'm going to go to Moab and do more of the trails there for sure. I haven't done many of the trails there, so I need to definitely spend more time in Moab.
So follow up, Donnie, are you under budget or over budget? I don't know if there was a budget.
Oh, no budget, no expense spared.
Yeah. Hey, Tony's here. Snow Bash.
Snow Bash is an event up in Montana, and they drive through deep snow. So that's Montana FJC. His name is Tony. Anyways, or Anthony. And I give him a hard time about it because they drive through deep snow. I'm like,
All right. How are you going to exit the garage? Smaller tires or extreme low PSI?
Extreme low PSI. And then if I need to, I'll throw a bunch of bricks into it to weigh it down.
Gnarly beard. Don't spend too much so I can put a sprinkler system. Yes, we need a sprinkler system.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just looking. Yo, is your wife okay with you spending all that money?
Yeah.
I totally support him.
Oh, Dan Schroeder talks about rock crawling back in the 80s. That's an interesting topic to me because back in the 80s, I've talked to different people about this, but 35s used to be giant tires for off-road, and now you gotta, if you're not running 40s, then you're an amateur. So I think that's really interesting how things have just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger on builds. It's pretty crazy. I was down in when I was down in New Mexico, I was talking to folks about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we used to do this buggy trail on 35s in our 1979 Jeep," and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Matt Linderkamp asks, "Can I hang with you when you go through Busy Wild TJ on 37s?" Well, worst case scenario, you'll just winch your way all the way through that trail like Ken did.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, we can hang out for sure on Busy Wild, but I cannot guarantee the safety of anything.
Victor Marin says, thank you for completing the Tie Rod Canyon in Las Vegas. That video pushed me to do it in my 3rd gen Tacoma.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it when people do trails that they saw my video and they're like, oh, I saw your video and I went and did that trail. That is so cool. And tie rod's a fun one. Tie rod is a real fun one. I hope you found the tie rod sticking out of the ground. It's pretty cool.
How many times have you had to buy new rolls of welding wire so far?
I am on my 3rd 11-pound spool of 030 wire. And I buy it at Harbor Freight. So the FJ is held together by Harbor Freight welding wire. Hopefully that's good. What could possibly go wrong?
Someone else asked about if you had updated the completion date. He is not giving a completion date. He's decided
it's going to be soon. It's going to be soon. I've had too many completion dates. I've given up on completion dates, but it's going to be done really, really soon. This is our dog Penny. She's very interactive.
Love the content. Still driving a stock FJ, but dreaming about your FJ. What a beast. Hope to ride with you one day out east. I'm in Florida. We'd probably have to off-road in Tennessee or something like North Carolina.
All right. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll keep you updated when I get out of the garage and start heading down the road. So I gotta head south because it's already snowing here. So
snowed today.
It snowed today.
For like a few hours.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It didn't really stick to the ground, but It was snowing.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't already joined the Off-Road Hub Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend that.
Definitely.
Especially when Ken does get back out on the road, which will be it's going to happen really soon. It's very soon. As soon as he leaves, it's going to be very happening fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be the best way to follow him and to meet up with him to do trails.
Let's see. You asked about t-shirts. Well, funny you should ask. Yeah, I'm working on stuff like that. Let's see. Johnson Valley, California. Can't wait to see that.
What was your career before becoming a Froder and YouTuber?
I was an automotive technician for the longest time for Chrysler. So I know Jeeps. And then for a little bit of time in Toyota, and then also sometime in independent shops. So I know a little bit of everything, but I'm a Chrysler expert, at least up until like 2017.
Interesting question. How are the Freedom retrofits in the snow? Do they create enough heat to melt the snow off of them?
I don't have Freedom retrofits. I have Nomad retrofits. It's the same idea though. The HID bulbs, they're not LEDs. HIDs do generate heat, and so there's plenty of heat to melt snow off. Lots of times people just stick LED bulbs in their factory housings, and those get cold because LEDs don't generate enough heat. But HID bulbs, like real HIDs, they generate heat and will keep the snow melted.
Shocking question from Phaser Z.
Shocking question.
Is the Toyota FJ reliable? Phaser Z, have you watched the videos?
Yes, the Toyota FJ Cruisers are extraordinarily reliable, especially if you don't rip them apart and try to rebuild them in your garage. But if you've just got a factory Toyota FJ Cruiser, heck yeah, they're extremely reliable, extraordinarily.
Here's a good question. Other YouTubers that you like to watch?
Yes, I do watch YouTube. Actually, I was just commenting on this. YouTube is an interesting thing. It's become so big, you can almost watch YouTube rather than having cable or even Netflix and stuff. You could entertain yourself on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, I watch the YouTubers you probably guess that I watch. I like Matt's Off-Road Recovery. I watch Light Bright, Story Till Now.
Also lifestyle vloggers.
I do watch.
I watch that he watches with me. So like Trent and Allie,
right?
Nomadic Movement.
Yeah. Those are the two
she
ones.
Watches. Oh, and SV Delos.
Well, yeah. So she watches lifestyle YouTubers, and I sometimes watch them with her, and I've gotten caught up into their stories.
Oh yeah, he always
So,
watches them with
yeah,
me.
you did like van life people.
He's totally invested.
They're like hippies on YouTube, van lifers.
Yeah. Will this build require a big brake kit?
No, it will not require any brake kit of any sort. I just need to connect my factory master cylinder with brake lines down to Ford Super Duty brakes. I'm just using the Super Duty brakes, factory calipers, rotors. I just need to. The only thing that's going to be customized at all is going to be the brake lines. The FJ master cylinder pushes those brakes just fine by all accounts. So,
what auto parts store were you buying your CVs from? I had issues with aftermarket CVs binding at full droop.
Napa. I like Napa. Basically, anyone that has a lifetime warranty, I would go with. I think for CV axles, I think, the Toyota factory OE original equipment axles are probably the best for if you're driving a lot of miles and like really, really long-term high mileage reliability. I'm sure they're probably the best. But if you're doing really hard off-roading and you have a front locker, the Toyota axles snap just as easily as any of the parts store ones do. So if you're just driving a lot of miles in your FJ, I would stick with Toyota. If you're going hardcore off-road, just get one from a parts store because you're going to break it no matter what. So,
Victor Marin asks, are there any aftermarket seats, point harnesses, etc.?
Nope, just regular old seat belts. I'm not doing any harnesses or anything like that. So,
does RCV make FJ axles?
Yes, you can get you can get axles from RCV for sure. Yeah, definitely. In different lengths too. Any length you want.
Phaser Z asks, how have you already rewired the FJ? And he says, I'm new, by the way, just joined in the last month.
Well, thanks for joining. Rewired. I'm not doing a lot of rewiring. Yeah, not really rewiring. No.
Would it have been cheaper to put the FJ body on a Jeep frame?
No, that would have been crazy. I've heard this a few times where people are like, well, maybe this is the wrong platform to start out for this. It would have been easier if you'd started out with a Jeep, but I don't agree with that because to put 42-inch tires on a Jeep, you can't just put 42-inch tires on a Jeep Wrangler. You've got to put bigger axles on it, and by the time you do that, I mean, you're doing almost everything that I'm doing now. So it's really not that much different starting with an FJ Cruiser versus a Jeep to go to 42-inch tires. So yeah. I mean, yeah, people put the same axles that I'm using under Jeeps. Basically, under the FJ is going to be the same as when you see a big built-up Jeep. It's all the same stuff. So let's see. What are we talking about here?
Jesse asked what we ate for dinner.
What? We had pizza. Good pizza, quality, not that Little Caesars crap.
Careful, people might be fans of Little Caesar.
Oh well, if you
and maybe they want to sponsor the channel someday.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, Little Caesars, if you want to sponsor the channel. I love Little Caesars.
No, there was no pineapple on the pizza.
No, but I did have artichoke hearts and spinach on mine. All right.
Really appreciate it. Hopefully YouTube makes you some dollars.
They do. It does make some dollars. That's a good way to put it.
It hasn't paid for this build.
No. No. Definitely not.
Let's see.
Just lost a sponsor.
Oh no.
Darn it. I thought they were going to be on board too. Oh boy.
Drove from Washington State to Florida with just the front CV axle inners and outers, no shafts, 6-inch lift on 34s, towing a trailer. Yikes.
Well, yeah, if you're in rear-wheel drive, that would work.
Wow.
All right, guys.
Oh, lighting plans. What are your lighting plans?
Oh, well, I'm keeping my headlights. which are HID retrofits. And then I'll probably end up breaking my rear tail lights because they stick out kind of far. They're kind of bug-eyed. I don't know, they stick out really far. So I'll probably at some point go to some flush mount tail lights. And I also should get some some, like, we'll call it rock lighting for underneath. So I can go on night runs and you can see underneath, and whoever's spotting me can see what's going on under there.
Did you estimate the weight of the build to be final?
Well, before I started the build, the FJ in its last iteration weighed about 5,400 pounds. And so I think it'll be a little bit heavier. Fortunately, I think all that weight is down low. Those axles, that front axle, that Dana 60, that thing weighs a ton. Well, not 2,000 pounds, but it probably will be close to 1,000 pounds. So all the weight that the FJ has gained has been down low, and it's gotten a lot wider. So I'm pretty excited about the stability and to see what that's going to be like.
How large of a tire can you fit on the FJ without a lift?
That question has been answered on the internet numerous times, but I will say 33-inch tires. That's what you can fit.
Ken and I met in school in Michigan. To answer both questions posed about that. Yes.
We met in 1997 at the beginning of our senior year of high school. So we've known each other longer than we haven't known each other. So
what are your thoughts on using a custom gas tank relocated to the rear so I can 4-link? From Will Stellans.
What are your thoughts on using it? I think that would be cool. I mean, the only problem with that, of course, is that you lose any space to carry anything. But other than that, it would be a great idea, and I might do it someday.
What? Your Morrison Jeep Trail video was rad. I'm so glad someone brought that up because we were just talking about the Morrison Jeep Trail because we just went through what's it called?
Wyoming?
The Big Pass.
Beartooth Highway.
Beartooth Highway. That's an interesting video because from what we can tell, Ken is the first one to actually correctly number and film every single switchback.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten any blowback on that because everyone says there's such and such a number of switchbacks, and I said nope. I think there's only 26, not 32 or whatever everyone always says.
And the other thing you don't see in other people's videos is how long the trail is after you get up the mountain face.
Oh yeah. The Morrison Jeep Trail is super long and it's really out in the middle of nowhere. If you haven't watched my Morrison Jeep Trail video, you should go watch it because it's cool.
Yeah, especially for switchback number, which is when you slipped on
16.
Watch for switchback number 16.
I almost rolled off the face of that mountain and died.
Yeah, of course, this was a trail he did entirely by himself.
By myself, which you should never do. You should never go wheeling alone because it's dangerous.
Can we tell the story about you editing it? Switchback 16?
About the ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, so when I was editing that video on switchback number 16, I can't. Did it say something? I can't remember.
Well, so you have to understand, for those of you who haven't done much video editing, when you're editing, you end up listening and watching the same stuff over and over and over again as you're making edits. And so Ken called me in the office. He's like, "You got to hear this. You got to hear this." And so he shows me the video, and it's on 16 where he loses traction and he slips, and it looks like he's about ready to roll off the face of the mountain. And he said, "Listen carefully. There's a voice. It's saying something." And he was just convinced. He was like flipped out about it because he's totally on this trail by himself.
Yeah.
And I did finally hear something, and I finally just said, "It was your guardian angel, I think. If you heard a voice, it was a guardian angel that you didn't go flying off the side of that mountain."
It must have been.
So yeah, that's a great video. Go watch. And now you know the backstory of switchback number 16 where Ken almost died and the voice of an angel is in there.
I guess so. The funny thing is that when I did, I remember doing that switchback, and it didn't feel as bad as it looks. It looks terrible.
It looks really bad. Ooh, are you going to mount a spare?
Nope. So I have a fifth tire that I'm going to keep with my tow and camp rig. And then if I have to switch it out on the trail, I'll do that. I'll have bead locks. I think I'll be able to run on 0 PSI without much trouble. Probably well enough to get me off of any trail, actually. So also there's those new cement, there's the exterior patch for your sidewalls. I'm going to carry those. They seem to get pretty good reviews. So in a pinch, I can patch up my sidewall and get off a trail. I'm not too worried about it. I never ever had a flat or anything in the 90 trails that I did in 2020 with my 35-inch tires. Shockingly, never had a flat. And so I feel pretty good about my 42s and how they're going to hold up. But I will have a spare tire, just not on the FJ, because takes up a ton of space.
What trails are you going to do a second time with the new build? Great question.
Probably
a lot of them.
Probably a lot of them.
Yeah. We've even talked about him doing some side-by-side. So grabbing the old footage of the 35s going over and then showing a side-by-side with the 42s on some obstacles.
And a lot of the trails that I have done had a lot of things that I skipped, which is one of the things that motivated me to do the build. There were big obstacles and things that I didn't do on a lot of those trails because I couldn't. So.
Okay. Well, 2 comments here about wheeling alone. Listen, don't wheel alone.
No, don't do it. It's very bad.
Even though Ken does it, it really is a terrible idea.
Especially on the Morrison. I was going to reiterate on the Morrison Jeep Trail. It is out in the middle of nowhere. I could have rolled and exploded falling down that mountain face, and nobody would have found me for probably days.
Well, at least a day.
At least a day.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody out there. It's crazy.
Add an ARB roof rack and mount the tire up there.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not, though.
What kind of gear will you carry? Make a video of your kit.
Oh, definitely. So I did that before with my previous off-road adventures. I carry all the tools that I need to replace things that are most likely to break and spare parts. So I've always been pretty prepared out on the trail. I even carry things to camp so that if I do get stuck somewhere, I'll be okay. So food and then a stove, a tent, sleeping bag. I carry all that stuff everywhere I go. So if I did get stranded, I could camp out.
Drew Whitcomb says, love the tow camp setup. Does it ever struggle getting to the trail? The Dodge.
No, I've never had any trouble getting to a trail. I don't take it off road at all. I mean, it doesn't do well as soon as you get off. It's a rear wheel drive, and so it doesn't like to go anywhere.
Yeah. And so Ken always he's always looking at maps to figure out where he has to stop with the truck and trailer and unload from there. That's part of his planning, is to figure out how far he can go with the truck and trailer and then offload from there.
Oh yeah, finding camping spots and all that is a huge part of the adventure. It's one of the hardest parts, actually, to find places to camp, because I don't want to pay to camp everywhere. So I use iOverlander. It's an app. It has a bunch of camping sites that I use. I'm not too proud to camp in Walmart parking lots.
We've done that many times.
Wherever it needs to be. If you ever see me in a Walmart parking lot,
come say hi.
Come say hi.
We do it quite often. I also just want to say we love our truck camper. We've had like a classy old camper, and we've done a lot of tent camping. We love the truck camper. It is
camper's
so
the way to go.
Much fun. We love that thing. Any plan to add more horsepower, or did you get your gearing cover? Did your gearing cover your needs?
The gearing should be very sufficient. The Alice is an 11.7-to-1 ratio, and the axles are 5/38. So it's going to be a tractor.
Do you plan on installing roll bars? Not this year.
Not this year. Let's see.
What's your jack? It must be pretty long for the 42s. You've got that big, huge thingy.
I've got one of those all-in-one. It's like a bottle jack stand all-in-one. That gets pretty high, and I can just jack up under the axle, so it's not that bad. I can get the wheels off the ground with no problem.
Again, what do you do for a living?
I do this, Rod. I do
watch
YouTube.
And share. Rod, watch and share these videos.
Definitely like and share. Before this, I said this before. I was an automotive technician for Chrysler for most of the time that I was doing that. So, but now I do this so that I can share.
Yeah. One more plug for, if you haven't already, be sure to find the Offroad Hub Facebook group and join the fun there.
Yeah. If you want to get in contact with me, you can always email me at offroadhub.official@gmail.com. If you've got any extra questions or anything you want to ask me, if you want to tell me how I can improve my videos, I'm always open to that. I never edited videos before I did YouTube. So if you guys have any ideas on what I can do better in my videos, let me know about that.
How'd you learn how to edit videos, dear?
Oh, my wife knows how to edit videos, and she showed me. She got me started, and I've just kind of gone from there. But
he's learned everything he knows from me.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But I've discovered some things on my own as well.
Ken, what weight oil should I use to wheel better?
I don't know if that's a trick question or not, but I'm not sure that your weight oil viscosity really affects traction too much. But if you're driving, whatever's on the cap.
What's left on the build?
Just a skid plate for the oil pan, hook up the steering, and get the driver's seat put in.
Easy this week.
Oh, and a little bit of painting. I got to paint stuff. So,
but we should let them know that in conjunction with the end of the build, there's a big surprise coming for everybody.
Yeah. Big surprise. Besides the FJ fitting out the garage door.
In addition to the FJ finishing and fitting out the garage door, something for our fans and subscribers.
Absolutely.
Yes, you'll like it. You'll like it.
40s are the new 35s. I was making that point earlier. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm driving on 42s. That's why I went to 42, because I didn't want to be obsolete that fast, because we're moving up. It's going to be 58s here pretty soon.
Are you going to fab up body armor? Like an exoskeleton?
I'm not there yet. Maybe eventually.
You're not going to do any body work, are you?
Well,
we have new panels going.
I replaced the front fenders.
Yeah.
I mean, those were both torn up bad.
Yeah.
So I replaced those. I mean, that's good.
I know a lot of people, this was asked by Rob. I know a lot of people want us to go hammer out all the dents, but it's just not going to happen. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Giving the FJ away in a raffle? No. Will you have to change the coils on those coilovers, the spring rate?
That remains to be seen. But fortunately, coils are relatively inexpensive and easy to get. Everyone has coils in stock. That's one of the good things.
Is he going to hit the Busy Wild again? There will be a Busy Wild redemption run,
definitely.
and everybody will know about it.
And
everybody will know about it.
I'm going to do Busy Wild in the middle of the winter when it's the worst, so nobody can say, "Oh, you should come back and do it when it's hard."
Yeah, you got a lot of guff for that. Oh, you did it
even though easy time. I did it in October. I mean, there was a ton of water on there. Yeah. Anyways, I'll do it.
Sometime we'll have to share the video of when I took a video of when he pulled up to the house and I saw the damage for the first time. That's a fun video. I was asked a few times on that drive home if I had rolled the FJ. Practically. Let's see, Montana FJ. What's my favorite beer? I don't drink beer, so I don't have one. Sorry, Montana FJ Cruiser. What's your favorite caffeinated beverage? I don't know. The surprise is a Snorkel giveaway. I like them all. A Snorkel giveaway. There you go. It might be 2 snorkels. You'll get to choose between an ARB and a Kazakhstan snorkel. You changed my mind on the Snorkel. Won't do it. Oh, the Snorkel, man. Jeez. Just lost a beer sponsor. Oh well. A beer sponsor. We do have a lot of Budweiser facilities around here because they grow barley here in Eastern Idaho. Anyways, all right, guys. Well, I think we've covered just about everything. One more plug for the Offroad Hub Facebook group. Oh yeah. And if you ever want to chit chat with Ken, you can also email him at offroadhub.official@gmail.com. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching the videos. Keep watching, like, share. When you interact with a video, and if you watch the advertisers, maybe even click on an advertiser, that helps us out a lot. We have not paid for this build yet.
Oh,
I mean, I've paid for this build.
Definitely. So we just got a flood of questions.
Oh,
all right.
flood of questions.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
What's your favorite trail?
Too many. Maybe what was the one we were just talking about? Oh, the Morrison Jeep Trail. That's one of my favorites. The Rubicon Trail. The Rubicon Trail is epic. Pure epic. Any tips for 4Runner SR5? Get out there and drive it.
Okay, one more question. What's your favorite in Moaab?
Oh, I haven't spent enough time in Moab to pick a favorite.
We broke down twice in Moab.
Yeah.
So Moab is really yet to be discovered for us.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And you will see the next video on Thursday. Thanks a lot, as always. See you later.